Good morning, beautiful lionesses. Kristine Cataldo, the Lioness here. And today I just wanted to chat with you. I'm out in this, again, beautiful park right in my neighborhood. But I wanted to chat with you about the loss of connection. Have you ever just lost a connection with a significant other, a family member, a friend, and just felt absolutely in shock, in pain, angry, paralyzed because you felt like there was nothing that you could do? Well, I have 6 different tips that I wanted to share with you. And I took some notes. I don't normally take notes, but I have so many things surrounding my personal experience in loss, with family members, with friends, with significant others, that I wanted to jot just the 6 notes down so that I make sure that I cover them all. I have more that I'll be sharing, but I know I've been seeing, people have been writing to me, and I've been seeing some shares on Facebook and other social media platforms, and so I wanted to cover this topic, and I will cover, oh my goodness, like I've got this, sorry, got this thing kind of wonky here, but I wanted to just have you think about it. What are those feelings you feel? Have you felt angry? You know, are you angry at the other person? Are you angry because they just won't listen to you, or angry because they've made a choice to leave? And then are you sad? Often that's one of the biggest emotions that we have is sadness, because for a few things, like it could be fear. So we're sad and fearful. We're sad because we really, really, really want that. And we believe that that's what is, that connection is what we should have, or that God wants for us, or, that we're destined to have. You could also feel just brokenness and pain. You're just like, oh, I've been through this over and over, and every time this is what happens to me. So those are some of the things you could be feeling. So I encourage you to sit with those emotions. Don't just shove them down, because I know for me personally, I did that, the first time around. I have been in relationships, significant other relationships all through my life, and a lot of them have ended poorly. Of course, we're all a contributing factor to those, whatever happens, we are a party to that. But I felt for a long time that I was the victim. I felt like, oh my goodness, this always happens to me. In retrospect, yes, there were a lot of things that were done that were out of my control. There's nothing that I could have done. But now I realize that it was done for me. Life happens for me, not to me. And those weren't the perfect relationships. I was not supposed to be in those relationships. So it is a blessing in disguise. So I always go, thank God for unanswered prayers, because I shouldn't have been in those. And I wouldn't be where I am now if those relationships had continued. But I did push those emotions down so deep that in the healing process, a lot of those came up. So I had to deal with those later on. So I encourage you to feel them. Doesn't mean you need to act on them. It means you need to feel them. So if you're sad and you're a crier, cry. Maybe don't do it out in public all the time, but maybe take it inside or with a close friend, and just allow those emotions to flow. Don't shame yourself for crying. I am a crier. I cry when I get angry. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. So I cry, and I now am okay with that. As long as you're not just bawling your eyes out every day and sitting in a puddle, but allow yourself to feel. If you're angry, allow yourself to be angry, but don't act on it. So there's a difference between feeling that anger and going, oh, I'm really angry at this person. I'm really angry because this happened. But don't lash out. Don't say hateful things. Don't be unkind. Just feel the anger. If the pain, you're like, oh, like that's really painful. Recognize why you're feeling that pain. Is it painful because of words that were said? Really listen to that. Like, understand why it's painful to you. Is it painful because stuff from the past is coming up? Is it painful because you're fearful of the future and all those things? But really just like sit with that pain and reflect on it. Just don't act on it. So sit in that, what I like to say sit with, not in, sit with the brokenness. So if you're broken for a moment, it's okay. Sit with that and be okay with that. The next tip, move forward. In some of my relationships, when they ended, I sat in that brokenness for so long. I sat there, I wallowed in it, I was a victim. I just thought the world was crashing, you know, like Chicken Little, like the sky is falling, and I'm the victim. I'm the only one here. It's not true. A lot of people go through this. A lot of people go through more painful things or different painful things. Everyone has their story. Everyone has their brokenness. Sit with yours. Sit with it and allow it to happen, but move forward. Take steps every day to move forward. Realize that you have other people in your lives. You have maybe people that are depending on you. So just take steps to move forward, whether it's, you know, just don't sit in your bed and cry all day long. You know, get up and shower, get up and go out and sit out here, like sit out in your park. Go connect with other people. Do something that you like. Take care of yourself. Do self-care and self-love during that time. But move forward. Take steps every day. And your steps will be different than my steps. Your steps will be different than the people that are giving you advice. Take that advice in and then choose what's right for you and move forward. The fourth thing that I want to share with you is keep your heart open. A lot of people will like shut it down. They'll be angry. They'll be hateful. They'll be like, no, I don't want to experience pain anymore. So I'm going to shut my heart down. I'm not going to love anymore. I'm not going to accept anyone into my life anymore. Don't do that. You know, I had moments when I did that, and it's the worst thing ever. Because you're meant to love. We're meant to have connection in our lives. We thrive with connection. So make sure that your heart remains open, and it may remain open for that person that left. I don't know. I can't tell you that. No one can tell you that but you and that other person. Think about it and think if that is an option, then keep that door open. If it's not an option, if it's not healthy for you, close that door. Close the door and move forward, but keep it open for other people, other relationships, other love in your life. Especially if it's family members. This is a tough one. Like there's times where, you know, especially if it's a child in your life, children will act out. Children go through different phases. Children will say they hate you. Children will say they're mad at you. If they opt to not be in your life at that time, love them from afar. I'm going to say that again because it's very important. They can't steal that from you. Love them from afar. Whatever connection is, but especially children, love them from afar. And keep loving them. Do not give up on them. Keep loving them from afar, and let them know that. But there may be times where they're choosing, they don't want to talk to you, or they don't want to, for whatever reason. But do not internalize that. Just know that that's where they are in that space. That's what's supposed to be happening right now. So keep your heart open for them, and they will come back. They will come back. The fifth thing I want to share is always speak kind. Speak kind words. Do not lash out. If you're sitting here in anger, do not lash out on social media, especially, because you can't take it back. Once it's sent out there, once it's placed out there, can't remove it. It's out there and it will spread like wildfire. That person will hear it. It will just, it's not kind to them, and it's not really where you should sit. Sit in grace, sit in kindness, whether you're speaking to them, whether you're speaking about them. Just stay in that place of grace. Stay golden, and it's the best place for your heart, and it's the best place for that other person. And at the end of the day, I don't ever want someone to come back to me and say, you said these horrible things about me. Even if it's someone that is doing unkind things to you, and it's not healthy, and it's not a relationship that you want, do not speak unkind about them. Eventually you might get to the place of forgiveness if someone is doing something unkind and you've decided that's not a healthy person to be in your life. If you can get to forgiveness, I highly recommend it. So I can't tell you to do that, but it is a goal that I would recommend that you work towards, not for that other person, but for you, for your heart, so you can just let it go and release that. stuff that you might have in your heart and your soul. So stay in grace, speak kind words. And then the final thing is wish them well. So regardless of the outcome in the future, and this depends on you personally, this is a personal thing. Maybe it's praying for the other person, which is something that I do. So I will pray for them. I wish them well. I visualize, so maybe this is something you might do. You might visualize them being happy, visualize them thriving, and just send good vibes out to them, positive good vibes out to them. And it will release your heart. It will just make your heart happy. It'll make your soul happy because you've done something kind. That's about the only thing that you can do. In some situations, there's nothing that you can do to change the situation. The more that you beg, just cry for that connection to continue, the further away you're gonna push them. And I can't tell you if that connection will come back, but the more you push, it's gonna push them away. So just instead of pushing and trying to keep that connection, trying to force it, just send them good vibes. So take that energy and push it into sending them good vibes, praying, visualizing them being happy. And if they come back, then that's your decision, whether you want to have that connection with them in the future, and how that connection would look. So maybe it's a different connection. Maybe it's just as a friend, if it was a significant other that you lost a connection with. Maybe in the future it's a friendship. Maybe it is a reevaluated, significant connection, soulmate connection, love connection. I don't know, but that is really up to you. You have that choice. It is not just a one-way. They decide. They decided maybe to walk away. Maybe it was a mutual decision. But you have a choice. So the final bonus tip I'm going to leave with you is do not change you for someone else. I'm going to say it again because it's super important. Do not change you for someone else. Do not lose weight for someone else. Do not gain weight for someone else. Do not change your looks, your hair color. Do not change where you live. Do not change your financial status. Do not change the way that you do things. Do not change your spontaneity. Do not change your belief system. Do not change your religion for someone. Do not change you for someone else. Stay the amazing, beautiful person that you are. If that person doesn't come back in your life because of that, because of who you are, it wasn't meant to be, my friends, my sisters, my fellow Lioness. Just stay you, because that's what makes this world wonderful. So those are my 6 plus my bonus tip about how to stay present and grounded and moving forward in the event of a loss of a connection. So if you have any thoughts you want to share with me, please share them below. Please share this video forward on YouTube. And if you have someone, if you're not in the Pride, my Pride, please join my Pride. You can find all the information in the links below. Please share it forward. We would love to continue to grow my Pride, this Pride of Lionesses, because I do believe that we all need to lift each other up. We need to be there. We need to support each other as mamas, as sisters, as grandmothers, as friends. We need to be there supporting each other, because we are not a problem in this world. We are the solution. So I will leave you with that. I love you all. Oodles to noodles. Have an amazing day. And just send you good vibes. Peace out, my friend.